I was thrilled with the way our players responded to bounce back and just play much better at both ends of the floor. I thought it started at the defensive end, so we were thrilled with that victory. But it's a quick turnaround. We've got a really good Austin Peay team coming in tomorrow. I think all the preseason hype surrounding their team, not only within our league but nationally, is well deserved, and it's going to be a great opportunity and a great challenge for our team.
How important was it for you guys to play that game against Illinois State on Saturday, to have another game where you can, kind of feel out this team before you hit conference play this early in the season and play a team like Austin Peay?
I think it's just important to get as many games as we can. I think our guys need to play as much as we can. So we were thrilled to get a team of Illinois State's caliber in here on such short notice. It's a series we've played in the past. We've had some great games with Illinois State over the years. So we were thankful to add the series back onto the schedule.
Coach, looking back at Saturday's rotations, you had Devin Gilmore with some early foul trouble, and you went to some younger guys at that position in Nick McMahon and Matt Smith. What did you see out of your younger guys in plugging that hole that Devin Gilmore left behind with foul trouble?
Both Matt and Nick played really well, especially in the first half. When they played some extended minutes, both rebounded the ball well. They were physical defensively. I thought they both took great strides from an execution standpoint at both ends of the floor. So I was pleased with both of their contributions to the win.
Kind of along that line, you're playing a lot of guys. You did against Illinois State. Do you see that rotation staying the same, or do you see it kind of getting smaller as you're kind of figuring better lineups out as the season goes on?
Yeah, Adam, I think it'll change daily. I really do. I think we have some young guys who unfortunately didn't get the summer workout program, missed some time in the fall. So just a little bit behind from a strategy schematics standpoint. So I think all are very good players, and as they learn more, I think they'll have more opportunities to increase their role. So I think the rotation will be evolving as we go through at least December on into January.
Coach, also on Saturday, before we talk about Austin Peay, Breon Whitley played 9 minutes, did have 4 rebounds, a couple of tough turnovers there in the second half. But as he continues to get used to getting back to playing Division I basketball, what are you expecting to see out of him from a development standpoint after he missed all of last season?
Well, I think that's the big key. I think it's experience. When you miss a full year, he missed all the practice too. We got to remember, not just games. So just getting the game experience, the game conditioning back. But just like for all our other players, we've spent a lot of time really over the last 5 days making this an important emphasis, is your ability to impact winning. And that's what I expect from all of our players. Everyone's role will be different. But I thought, for example, on Saturday, DeQuan Smith scored 3 points. I thought he had a huge impact on winning. He was awesome defensively, played with great energy. He had the second highest plus-minus on the team. So I think there are a lot of ways you can impact winning besides just shot attempts and points. And so I think just with the more experience for Breon, the more he'll get comfortable there. He's a proven, consistent three-point shooter for us and has played extremely hard in practice and has earned the role that he's in right now.
We've always heard you say that once you get into conference, it's kind of a new season for you guys, starting conference on December 8th and really only having, 2.5 games to prepare for that. How different is the preparation for a big conference game like this against Austin Peay, or is it just the same as you always say? It's just the next game on our schedule and we have to do that.
No, I think that's exactly it, Adam. Whether we're playing a Division II game to get the season started or we're playing Duke, the preparation's the exact same. The mindset needs to be the exact same. I know we talked about it some in the preseason. The last 2 years we've played Austin Peay at home. One of them was a CFSB Center crowd record, over 9,000 people. The other one was, I think, 8,200 and some change. Two of the best environments ever in the history of the CFSB Center. But times are different now. That environment will not be there. I know the 1,300 in attendance will be rowdy and excited to watch a high-level basketball game tomorrow night. But we have to prepare the same way. And we all know the challenges that Austin Peay presents. I don't think it's anything special from a coach speak standpoint. They got one of the best players in the country in Terry Taylor. They have the reigning freshman of the year in our league, and Jordan Adams. They've added an all-conference player in Peak up front. And they're very, very good defensively. And I think we've seen our last 2 games. We've turned the ball over too much. And ever since Coach Figger got to Austin Peay, they've been one of the best teams in all of college basketball at forcing turnovers. And this year's team's no different. So those will all be points of emphasis for us going into the game tomorrow.
Coach, in talking about Austin Peay, obviously it's easy to talk about guys like Peak, Taylor, Jordan Adams, who have all been playing pretty well here in these first 4 games. But one guy that's really coming off of their bench right now and being successful is Reggie G. What can you say about him and what he provides off of their bench, which has been a pretty good unit so far this year?
He brings a lot to their team. Number one, experience. He's a 5th-year senior. So he's produced at this level, was a double-figure scorer at his previous stop. Really shoots the ball well, doesn't need much time or space to shoot it well from 3. And then he has great size at the wing position, 6'3", 220, big physical guard. So he's been an important addition to their roster and even stretches the floor more and opens up more space for guys like Taylor and Peak in the post.
With you talking about turnovers being an emphasis for you guys, and I know you kind of talked about it after the Illinois State game on Saturday, what is the process of going through practice and getting your guys to kind of work on that as far as maybe not speeding up or pressing too much?
Yeah, I think the turnovers we had on Saturday, were really just fundamentally fundamental mistakes. We had a lot of illegal screens, which count as turnovers. In defense of our team, we also took the turnover at the end of the game instead of taking a shot there, so that would wipe one off there. And we had a couple travels. I think just you have to be fundamentally sound. And now you're going to see the ramped up pressure from Austin Peay on Tuesday, and you better be able to handle it. But turnovers are part of the game. We can't turn the ball over 1 out of every 4 possessions and expect to win. So we have to bring that number down. But I also am aware that we had a guy a couple years ago who led the nation in turnovers and was a pretty good player. So that's part of it. But we definitely have to be more efficient offensively if we want a chance to win tomorrow.
You spoke about how the atmosphere is going to be completely different from what you're used to playing Austin Peay. Do you think that'll play a role at all in the game tomorrow night, with the fact that it is a home game, but it won't feel like just the raucous crowd we're used to when Peay comes to town?
I don't think it'll play a role. I think what you've seen since Coach Figger got to Austin Peay, when Murray State and Austin Peay have played, you've had 2 teams with very talented players. Both teams play extremely hard. Both teams are very physical. And so I think that's what will matter the most tomorrow night. And then I expect, we know how much this rivalry means to both schools and both fan bases. I think the fans who are in the building will be very locked in and create a good atmosphere for us tomorrow night.